All right, shalom, shalom. And first and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Racha Kodash. A double honors the apostles, elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, Akim, pushing the work in truth and in sincerity. Climate change, huh? What about your carbon footprint? All right, and this is in regards to Esau Edom's, his whole establishment. And at the height of his establishment is his, captains of industry, his corporations. All right, and what his corporations have been doing for the last few hundred years. All right, we know it as industrial revolution. But what he has been doing over the last few hundred years is destroying ecosystems, destroying communities through setting up factories and industries to take resources from the earth. And the whole time he's leaving behind, an unsustainable mess that he doesn't correct or fix. But now, they're having summits, climate summits, where they're pushing an agenda, and it's under the guise of a humanitarian, we care, Captain Planet, agenda for the world, to change the world for the better. But the whole time you've been the main culprit in destroying the world and its ecosystems. All right. Human beings don't create the plastic bottles to, I could say the regular, person don't, set up whole industries to create plastic bottles. And then those plastic bottles end up in the oceans. They don't just end up in the oceans, and they don't just sit there. They destroy those oceans. They destroy the marine life, the oceanic life. Okay? And this is your doing, but now you want to come with this pseudo humanitarian effort to try to save the world, the same world that you destroyed. Not only that, you're gonna blame the citizens or the people in the world. You see, and it just shows you how much a devil you are. All right, how much a devil the so-called white man is. Okay, because hundreds of years you've been exploiting, you've been stealing resources, and you've been making billions of dollars off of it. But you leave an unsustainable mess behind. Okay. So I have this video, and it's just one of many examples of how Esau sets up his corporations and destroys communities, destroys ecosystems. All right, it's just one example. They're doing this all over the world. All right, South America, Africa, India, you name it. All right. And guess what? You got the Moabites, so-called Chinese, riding with you. You got the Russians, more Edomites that's riding with you. All right. Your whole system, your whole philosophy behind what you're doing is corrupt, it's sinister. All right. And the scriptures expose you. The Bible exposes you. All right. And this is why you're going to take it off the shelves. This is why you're going to condemn it. Because you're doing an evil work, and the Bible condemns your evil workings. All right, and it exposes your hypocrisy. Okay, so if you don't know about climate change, I'll read it real quick. It says climate change is the long-term alteration of temperature and typical weather patterns in a place. Climate change could refer to a particular location or the planet as a whole. And this is what these devils are saying, that it's affecting the planet as a whole. All right. You've created a big enough carbon footprint to destroy the earth, and that's what you're doing. You're depleting the world's natural forests, all right, tropical forests. You're depleting that through chopping down the trees, okay, creating these cities, all right, who have a concrete base, all right. You're doing that, okay. You're doing that. You have the power, all right? You create the corporations, the industries to do it, okay? And your whole capitalist system all right, itself is a corrupt system. All right, you prey on the weak, you exploit the weak so that you can become strong, so that you can become sustainable. All right, and you do it through means of intimidation. All right, you do it by forceful means. Okay. So let's continue. It says climate change could refer to a particular location or the planet as a whole. The cause of current climate change is largely human activity. Now check this out. They put that first. All right. They put that first. Now, human activity, what do humans do? Exercise, they walk, breathe, drink. All right. And these are natural things that humans been doing since day one here on Earth. Okay. But they're the number one cause. All right. It says like burning fossil fuels. That's like driving cars. You created the industries to create the cars. So again, what are we talking about here? All right. It says like burning fossil fuels like natural gas, oil, and coal. All right. And granted, if these resources weren't here, the world wouldn't run the way it's running. All right. And in fact, the world can be ran on, different resources and more, biodegradable, more pure resources. All right. But this devil chooses not to. But now he's going to introduce these new alternative methods to the world. But in doing so, he's going to limit people's ability to thrive and live by controlling them. All right. And he's going to push this propaganda, and he's going to make people feel guilty about walking. Well, let me just play this, man. Let me play this because it's important, just to see an example of what Esau is doing. And these people, all right, is going to explain. So, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying.
They're just taking away people and all over the place. I don't know where Jamaica is going, because it's in a bad shape and we are not making money from it. We are losing. On a long-term basis, the whole country being damaged. They are just here to rip off poor people and take over their land.
I didn't say it, he said it. All right? I didn't say it, he said it. Okay?
Here's a lucky young lady planning her vacation to Jamaica. Yes, Jamaica is a perfect vacation spot. But Jamaica now is doubly important. Important to the whole free world, because here has been discovered bauxite.
The free world represents these Edomites, all right? They call it free because basically they can freely come to do whatever they want to anybody, anywhere on the earth, no matter where they are. Okay.
Ore from which aluminum is made.
So they're able to create aluminum from the resources in Jamaica. All right. And they propagated it. Well, not propagated, but they was pushing that, Jamaica is a vacation spot. They opened it up to these other Edomites.
In 1952, Reynolds Metals sent the first shipment of Jamaican bauxite to the U.S. And by 1957, Jamaica had become the world's leading exporter of bauxite, shipping out roughly 5 million tons each year, creating an economic boom for the small Caribbean island.
More aluminum for the nation's defense, and more aluminum for all your needs. From the vacation land of Jamaica.
And so who benefited? Mainly the corporations, but the people here in America. Why? Because they get to use these products. Now they're able to make aluminum, all right, from the dirt or a mineral in the dirt.
Today, the bauxite industry has shrunk to less than 3% of Jamaica's economy, providing less than 5,000 jobs. But the government has budgeted over $100 million to expand the industry through 2023, raising concerns among the Jamaican people and environmentalists.
Why? Because it's been Salaki, it's been decades.
Being the new guy on the job.
It's been decades and decades that these corporations have been there, and Jamaica is not the people in Jamaica is not flourishing. The corporations are. Okay.
Diana McCauley is the founder of Jamaica Environment Trust, an organization that tracks development projects in Jamaica and their impact on the environment. Why is bauxite such a big deal here in Jamaica?
It's a big deal from many points of view. It's been an important plank of our economy, but we have never, in the entire years of the industry, paid attention to its impacts, to its costs. When you go into an area to mine, the bauxite is in the bottomlands, and it's bottomlands where also farming takes place. There have been impacts to communities who've had people moved out of the communities to allow the mining to take place. And if you talk to the farmers who've actually got land to farm that has, after bauxite has been mined, they will tell you there's very little it can grow.
How does the bauxite industry in Jamaica impact the health of the folks living in these communities?
Small particles are harmful to respiratory health, from sinusitis to asthma to heart disease, depending on the size of the particles. Who is it that you're going to sacrifice? Which people are the ones that you're going to tell, look, you have to have the poor public health and your livelihoods disrupted and your landscape around you and your families moved out? Who are those people that are so expendable and can be sacrificed?
See, and that's why the Lord created laws, so things like this won't happen, so people won't be displaced, all right, and people won't be deprived, okay, of their natural living. You see, Esau doesn't have the capacity, the empathy to think on that level, all right, because he's a devil, okay, and they think about their self first, self-sustenance, all right, and they think about the world and the people of the world secondly, and this proves that he's an unprofitable leader, and they don't deserve the leadership that they have. But of course, the Lord is fair, and He gave them a short. He set the bounds to their rulership. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, all right, because Deuteronomy 7:27. I'm gonna just cut you really quick, man. Deuteronomy 27 and 17, because flat out it says what? It says, "Cursed be he that removeth his neighbor's landmark." All right, and you're doing more than that. All right, it says, "And all the people shall say, Amen." And this be the truth. All right. So cursed be those that remove his neighbor's landmark. All right. So you're cursed, man. All right, because you don't just remove the landmark. You destroy it, and you make money off of it, you see, and you don't fix nothing that you leave behind. Okay, the Lord has a problem with that. All right, let me get Habakkuk 2 and 4, and then I really want to play this through, you know, and then I'm gonna cut it. And let me see, Habakkuk 2. All right, I'm gonna start at 4. And it reads, it says, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith." Now it's the first line is talking about the wicked. His soul which is lifted up, all right, is not upright in him, right? Because, you know, these Edomites are all noble, they're all prideful, all right, okay, but their soul, right, they don't have but his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, right? So they don't have an upright spirit, all right? They're not the upright people, okay? They're not a fair people. Verse 5, it says, "Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he's a proud man." You see, and the wine is his philosophy, his ideals. And this is part of his ideals, is to profit, gain, no matter the expense of others, no matter the expense of the world, okay? It says, "Neither keepeth at home." You see that, right? He's in Jamaica. What is he doing in Jamaica? Hell, what are you doing in Africa? Hell, what are you doing in Australia and in India? Stealing resources, oppressing people through your policy. You see, and it's only getting worse with you devils, man. All right? "Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell." All right? "And is as death." Okay, so no matter where you go, whatever you desire, all right, you enlarge your desire as hell. Okay, so no matter where you're going, you're leaving you're leaving death and destruction behind. All right. Simply put, it says, and cannot be satisfied. So you're not satisfied, but gathered unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. And you're going to do that through this new world order. These set measures that you have set up, making all human beings chattel and slaves to your beast system. All right. It says, shall not all these take up a parable against them and a taunting proverb against them? Aren't we seeing this is the parable? This is the taunting proverb. All right. It says, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, meaning debt. Okay. The thick clay, the clay in the Hebrew is aibatya, meaning debt. All right. And that's you devils, man. Okay. That's you devils. All right. So let's continue.
The three biggest bauxite companies in Jamaica today are the U.S. company Noranda, the Russian company Wendalco, and the Chinese company Jisco, located in St. Elizabeth Parish, one of the most heavily mined regions on the island. Right now we're driving into Nain to meet a local councilor who represents the residents here who have been complaining about the effects of the bauxite facility. And I can tell you now, as I drive along these roads, I see a whole lot of red dirt. And Jesus, that's a monstrosity.
That's a byproduct of what they're making at these
Councilor
facilities.
Leighton Smith represents 32 districts in St. Elizabeth, all of which are affected by bauxite mining. I'm seeing a large orange lake, and I see a facility in the distance. What is that?
Facility they're looking at over there, that is the bauxite company itself. And they take this dirt into the plant and then they produce it into alumina. So all the waste from through their procedure come down here. This lake that you see here in front of you, I've got miles of it. These are the disposable area. When it dries, the wind blow the dust from off the lake into the community, into the atmosphere. All the chemical that is in it went out with the dust in the air.
See?
We went to the community of Warminster to meet with some of the people who live close to the mud lake.
Those are berries.
Pure dust. Go inside. You tired to clean it down and the skin come back. Look for all the clothes them and you just remember them in a garden or something. See that? You like a dust.
You have all of your clothes in the suitcase to protect them?
Yes. You have to protect them inside here. That's why I do my place. Look under here, sir. That's the dust. Pile up the whole of the music. There is nothing we can do to stop the dust.
So this is your tank?
Yes, where the company give it.
The bauxite company gave you this?
Yes, we store water for them pour in the tank. So then give you this. Food them is no use, they no sweet nor nothing. It acid dust blow upon it. Acid from the mud lake, burn it up. I don't know what we do, we just chuck that. You're sick man, a high blood pressure, sharpness. When them dust a blow you out, it kill me.
Shortness of breath, bronchitis, the acid from the dust.
All of this dust, where is it coming from?
From the mud lake.
The mud lake here?
Yes.
That's why they dump the byproduct.
And it go into the gutter when rain fall. It send the water into the gutter, into the tank.
Look at the water here right now, and it's set on the top there. You can see the dust on the water top.
On the top of the water.
On the top of the water right now.
So is this the water that you drink and bathe with?
Yeah. Because we don't have any black drum. So we got to use this one.
So the company is supposed to get them a black drum so they can store their water.
Condition of our place. See there?
This is the last one I'm gonna show.
This is there. What flow of the mud lake? Monday.
This is just in one day.
Yeah?
This Esau doing.
One day. How long we gonna live in this environment and live in this situation? And then when time the chemical blow now and you come here, you fall out, you cut off it, you know? We are living in hell. And as long as the Prime Minister, Mr. Andrew Holness, don't involve in a full situation, we're gonna die in it for the rest of our life.
See? And who wanna live in that?
Holness positions himself as a climate leader on the world stage.
Look at
We are
this shit.
partnering with others to ensure that our marine environment, on which our socio-economic survival depends, is being sustainably utilized and managed.
But it's not just the tourism areas on the coast that need protecting. Inland, depleted bauxite reserves are pushing the government to move mining operations closer and closer to the most ecologically sensitive part of the island,
See?
known as Cockpit Country.
See, the scriptures say they can't get enough. You see that? They can have enough, man. And they get permits and all of that shit. Those are unrighteous decrees, man. All right? In a perfect world, this will not exist. All right, but in Esau world, it exists. All right, this is Isaiah 10:1. Woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees and that right grievousness which they have prescribed, because they're going into the climate change agenda. They're going into the social credit system agenda. All right, they're going into limiting people through this whole carbon footprint bullcrap that they set up. All right, playing as leaders of the world, and we're here to save the world. We're humanitarians, but all along they're destroying the place. They're destroying this place, man. Let me get Revelations, the 11th chapter. All right, because these are fucking idiots, man. You know, and I don't care how people feel about my language. All right, and people living in hell, and no matter where you go, Jake is living in hell under the under the conditions that Esau is, pretty much leaving behind. Revelations 11:18, it says, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, which is the heathen nations, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets. All right, the nation is going to be judged for all the crimes that he committed against the Most High, the planet, his people. All right, the Israelites. All right, starting with Esau, Edom. All right, but in particular, it says what? It says, give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. All right, so the Lord is going to destroy those who destroy the earth. Okay, and there you go, your prime culprits. Let's keep going.
Cockpit Country has remained autonomous since formerly enslaved Africans and indigenous people, collectively known as Maroons, fought off the British in the 1700s and kicked their asses, resulting in a peace treaty that preserved their autonomy. Cockpit Country has no emergency services, no hospitals, and no piped-in water. The people who live here continue to live off the land as they have for hundreds of years.
See,
but now
no
their
problem.
autonomy is under threat.
We are grateful to have finalized today
Look
the additional documentation that solidifies this mutually beneficial relationship and which provides us with a new mining lease that we expect will sustain our operation here for decades to come.
Look, Edomites, man.
That
Edomites.
solidifies this mutually beneficial relationship.
There ain't no mutually nothing. You see, these niggas on the panel to our left, all right, these ain't nothing but fucking sellouts, man. Right here. Fucking sellouts, man. All right? The people able to live off the land for hundreds of years, then this bitch ass niggas, all right? The hell with my language, all right? These hoe ass punks, all right? They get to thrive off killing ecosystems. These devils, you see? And then in the same breath, they'll have a climate summit talking about we want to limit carbon emissions. We want to limit people, the actions of people. Man.
And which provides us with a new mining lease that we expect will sustain our operation here for decades to come.
Excuse me, brother. How you doing? I'm trying to get a compound. Straight road?
Yeah, straight on there. You have open on the road, turn off, don't turn on straight on.
Okay. My man say, when you see the opportunity to turn, do not turn. Do not turn. Go straight. This is his hood. But you know, when he said don't turn, I thought I'm taking it literally. That's Jamaican GPS. Cockpit country is represented by a council of 4 Maroon chiefs, the youngest being Chief Richard Curry, who was elected after running on a campaign to protect cockpit country from bauxite mining.
From the youth of the Maroon community, island-wide, we're in support of no mining in the cockpit country.
Right, and that's what all them delegates and all, you know, at least the leadership in Jamaica is supposed to be saying. They're supposed to be with that, you know. But one more scripture and I'm going to close out because got to get ready for camp. So it's Proverbs, Proverbs 29:2. All right. And this just proves, man, this world is hell and it's under the, it's because we're under the conditions of the so-called white man. All right. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. We don't see anybody rejoicing. All right. We don't see nobody rejoicing. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. You see? So the people mourning right now. All right. All right. That's how we know the wicked is bearing rule. All right. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right. And here you go. You see them controlling the earth. They get to go anywhere they want in other people's backyards, take their resources and completely destroy the ecosystems, completely destroy the communities. All right. And soon enough, it's going to stop. Hey, Lord willing, this was edifying. Until next time, I say shalom.